sad about our exercise.
I know.
But I understand.
We're live.
Call the regular council meeting to order for Monday, April 12th, 2021 at 7:01. Start out with the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to do a roll call.
Let me see. Maybe I can do it for her.
Councilor Gentek,
Here.
Councilor Cox,
Here.
Councilor Richter, Councilor McMillan,
Here.
Councilor Farmer,
Here.
and Mayor Flynn,
Here,
and our student liaison, Ms. Leader, is present. Got it.
I ask you a technical question?
go ahead.
Technical way.
Is this on the email?
I'm not sure if you got an email to you or not.
I just see that.
Did you subscribe to it or not? Okay, I'll get you on.
Okay.
So you. Yep.
Okay. As we discussed at the last meeting, we're reformatting. We've reformatted the agenda, so scratch number 2. I don't have any correspondence to report. Old business, is there any? So we'll move on to new business. And following our new format is how they're going to do it. Anything that has to do with an ordinance or resolution, we can have public comment for it and against it, followed by the staff report, then a council discussion, and then a council vote. And we'll follow that format as outlined in our ordinance. So under new business, 5.1, ordinance 562 is to vacate a portion of the right of way. That's on 4 through 10. So is there anybody that wants to speak against it? Anybody for it? I have to ask you, if you want to make a comment, you got to come up with this. Okay,
Give us thumbs up.
I don't hear anything, so we'll go to the staff report.
So this came before the planning commission in March 17th. And this was on Dennis Falk's mini mart down there. He's looking to vacate a portion of the right of way that is right in front of his building. And when you look at that, we have instead of our normal 60-foot right of way, we have a 80-foot right of way there. So I think we're looking at, if you look on page 10 of your packet, you can see where our right of way goes, right up almost to his island there. And we're looking to vacate that portion between there and the back of the driveway, or on the back of the sidewalk, sorry. As you go down Main Street that way, sometime way back when, they used to have wide roads, and they never fixed that one when they put in the state system. So we're here to fix it now. And we discovered that during the ADA project, and then also Mr. Falk has put in some new tanks underground that are bigger, to hold more fuel, and they would end up into that right away as it sits now, which is a big no-no for ODOT to approve. So that's part of why we're doing this. His signs sit in the right of way, which is no-no, his dinosaur, all that stuff. So basically, this would allow him then to use the property in front. There's no thoughts in talking with ODOT or in our transportation plan to widen that road sometime in the next 20 years. So I think in looking through it, the planning commission and staff could come up with no reason why it couldn't be vacated. And our biggest question to answer was if there was any other public use at all that it could be used for. That's the biggest question you have to answer when vacating right away, is if there's any other public use you can use it for, like a park or something like that. And obviously, 9.some feet, 9.33 feet, there's not much you can do with that. So it just makes sense to vacate it, and that was the staff's recommendation. And hence, you have the ordinance for you for first reading if you guys wish to read and vote upon.
Do I have a volunteer to read it?
I can review it now.
You would, please.
Is it okay if I?
Go ahead and pull you down your mask. So people can
City of Union Ordinance Number 562, an ordinance vacating a portion of Main Street right-of-way along map number 04S40E18CB, tax lot number 3401 in the City of Union, Oregon. The City Council of the City of Union finds as follows. The property depicted for vacation attached in Exhibit A is owned by the city. 2, the property owner adjacent to applied for vacation of approximately 9 to 10 feet of the right-of-way along the western edge of this property. Number 3, the public hearing was held by the Planning Commission on March the 17th, 2020. Would that be 2021?
2021.
2021, and there were no objections stated or heard at the hearing. Planning Commission provided no objection to the request and forwarded the vacation request to council in favor. 5, city staff advertised this ordinance to be read on April the 12th, 2021, and May the 10th, 2021, to solicit comments from the public. Advertised on all City of Union utility bills on April 1st, 2021. 6, additionally, all landowners within 400 feet of the property were notified by mail of the planning hearing and council readings. 7, council has received the drawing attached, Exhibit A, and has found no other public use for the property. The City of Union does ordain as follows. Section 1, vacation, as depicted and described in Exhibit A. Section 2, effective date. This ordinance shall take effect immediately following the adoption by City Council. First reading, April 12th, 2021. Second reading scheduled for May the 10th, 2021. Adopted by the members of council, voting therefore and approved by the mayor of the City of Union on that day.
Is there any-
If I remember correctly, I hear a motion and then
We have to, second reading.
we have to wait till the second reading.
I do need a motion to pass the first reading.
I motion that we pass the first reading.
Now, second.
Further discussion and then
We can have a discussion on it. If there's any, my thoughts on it is it's for the good of the city to have our one and only service station in full operation, and then in order to be in full operation, we got to comply with the storage regulations for fuel. And if it takes this, besides that, just from a practical standpoint, it's been used for umpteen years, and the fuel vehicles on that property, and unbeknownst to the city, if somebody was to slip and fall on that, it's ours, and we'd have a problem. So I think it's for the best part of the city is to vacate the property.
Agreed.
That's my thought.
Go for the vote.
What's that, John?
Yes.
I say I called for a vote. I don't see a reason that we don't move forward with this either, sir.
I think we have to read it twice before we can act it.
You can
Oh, I thought we had to vote on the motion to accept it.
Vote on the motion acceptance. Go ahead. Vote.
Okay, Counselor Denton,
I agree.
Bob,
Yes.
Counselor Burke, Hibachi Duwan,
You're gone.
Yes.
Counselor McMillan,
Yes.
Counselor Farmer.
Yes,
Motion passes with 6 for first reading. Second reading is now scheduled for May 10th. And I will make the one correction on the date.
On the year.
On the year. Yes. The typo, graphical.
Next topic is Blue Mountain Humane Association. Request for donation on 11 through 14.
do we need a motion?
Anybody,
Public comment.
public comment? Anybody for,
Well, I don't believe we need public comment
Yes.
on a donation.
on any of our items,
Any items that draw from the treasury.
Oh, that's right.
any action items?
Do I have any for it? Have any against it? Staff report?
So I received a letter, and the mayor and I received a letter in February. And the Blue Mountain Humane Association was looking for support in the communities to which it serves, ours being one of them. I would be running this donation through our economic development line item. So at this time, without question, I could easily donate $500 through that line item. If you guys wish to entertain anything more, then just let me know and I can look real quick. Where we would be at. And then they attached their letter, as you see in pages 12 through 15, 14, and what their budget looks like and why they asked for money. So from there, I throw it back to you guys.
I'd like to make a motion that we vote on the donation for Blue Mountain Humane Association. I move that, I vote, or excuse me, make a motion that we accept it.
And what amount, John?
I would say that 500 is a good point to start at.
I'm second that.
Okay, now we can discuss it. Is there any thoughts about the donation
One thought that Susan brought up in,
Yeah,
in the work session?
yeah.
Whatever.
I think it's a benefit for everyone in our county to have a non-kill shelter. And we know that we have feral cat issues. And the sheriff's office covers some of that, but they aren't going to take them in and help you with the lower cost of spaying and neutering. And that's really probably the only way to get that under control. So I'm in total support of the 500. I'd be in support of one.
I agree, and if possibly looking into the future, maybe we could do, like you said,
More.
Where are we on monies? Could we afford 1,000 if the council wanted to consider that?
I think we can afford 1,000. I know coming forward, the fireworks committee is going to come probably asking for 1,000 as well in the near future. So I think we could do that. And maybe it would be better to schedule possibly in your motion if you amend it to 500 this one, this budget season, and maybe 500 after July in the second budget season.
That would be nice.
I'd like to amend the motion, Mr. Mayor. I would like to amend the motion that we do $500 in this fiscal year and then do $500 after the beginning of next fiscal year, totaling to $1,000 for the year 2021.
I'll second that.
Leslie will be the
Oh,
second.
Leslie.
Does she have the original second?
I'll second that.
Call for vote.
Counselor Hawkins,
Yes.
Counselor Denton.
Yes.
Counselor Cox,
Yes.
Counselor Richter,
Yes.
Counselor McMillan,
Yes,
and Counselor Farmer.
Yes.
The motion passes with 6.
Next is 5.3 local government park lighting grant agreement 15 through 26.
Do we have a reading on that, or can we just make a motion?
Public comment.
Have to have public comment first.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I forgot. Yes, sir. My mistake.
No problem. Public comment for. Public comment against. Okay, now we'll go to the staff report.
I think Donna. agreed.
Oh, Donna?
Yeah, I would just say, I think it's great that you're putting in lighting and more plugins into park and make it a lot nicer for like grassroots festival and study that you.
I agree with her on that. Now staff report.
So we were awarded a grant from, this grant was applied for right prior to COVID, and COVID hit and they put all their stuff on hold. And then it was finally allotted here in February, March timeframe. And we did receive the match. Originally, we tried and had an 80-20 match, so with the prices going up and stuff. It's gonna probably turn out to be more of a 50-50 match. So I just need permission, and the mayor and I need permission to sign for the grant that we're gonna accept the $13,000 from the state. Originally, like I said, this was the original budget was around 16,000. It's probably closer to 25,000 with price increases and stuff like that. So I just the staff is looking for, or I'm looking for, the mayor's looking to sign the grant with the state and move forward so we can start the project.
So basically, we need the okay from the council to accept money from the state.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept the grant from the state for local park lighting.
I second the motion.
Any further discussion? I'd just like to add that we also grant the administration and up to a total of, because the prices have gone up, the total cost of the project did not exceed 28,000. And I'm adding in a little extra because of the prices for a total, so that
Is that a friendly suggestion to the motion?
that's just a friendly suggestion and a motion. So that we can get it all done at one time instead of dragging it out.
I think this would be that you're just accepting the 13,000.
Okay, that's all we need to do. Okay. Call for vote.
Counselor Denton,
Yes.
for Hawkins,
Yes.
Counselor Cox,
Yes.
Counselor Richter,
Yes.
Counselor McMillan,
yes,
and Counselor Farmer.
Yes.
Motion passes with 6.
Next is the crystal lighting bid for the park lighting that we're accepting the grant for. Does anybody have any comment on the bidding process?
So because this is under 25,000, it does not have to go through the formal grant process
Okay,
and bidding. Had we been over 25,000, we would have to go through the formal process. So I reached out locally. This comes from a vendor out of, well, Slater Palm is actually out of Elgin. Well, they have a rep out of Elgin. And he reached out to me when he learned we had the grant, and he's been working with me. He got me my initial figures, which initially was for the lighting around the 12,000 or so originally. So obviously, by the time we got the grant and we checked into the prices, there was a pretty big increase for mainly metal, and the electronics side of things went up quite a bit too. So that's why for the lighting, you're looking at 18.8, which would extend our grant, and then we're probably at least another 6, this probably around 5 to 7,000 to finish out putting it in through electrical contracting and that too. So
And so in the budget for this year, we do have those monies in that bike path fund.
yes, the money's in the bike path fund to do this, so we can handle the 50 match or whatever the match comes out to be. We can afford it without the grant, but the grant helps knock that down and
Yeah.
play some reserves. It would actually, the money would be using was kind of in, it would be coming from the gas tax, which goes into the bike path fund. That, or if we have to allocate like about $8,000 to every year. So over the last year, it's been sitting there and not being used. So.
Is there a time limit on this, quote, or can we make?
Just a second. Could somebody check on Dick? He really didn't look like he was doing well.
Yeah,
when he was there. Just to make sure he's okay.
Yeah, you got
This bid, because I know the prices on everything is skyrocketing. How long is this bid good for? And if we make a motion, do we make it for that amount, or do we make it for more than what that bid is?
This bid, I told them what the dates were that I was coming before cancel, and we're good. If I get a hold of them by the end of the week and we get this going, this bid's gonna be good.
Okay.
So
So I make a motion that we go ahead and have Doug purchase the lighting for the park from the Crystal Lighting, Slater.com for $18,800.
Okay, second that motion.
Any discussion further? Call for vote.
Counselor Denton,
Yes.
Counselor Hawkins,
Yes.
Yes.
Counselor Richter,
Yes.
Counselor McMillan,
Yes.
and Counselor Farmer.
Yes.
Motion passes with 6.
Excuse me. So with that, we'll move on to the consent agenda.
There's one more electrical bid.
Oh, Ranger Station. Excuse me. This mask is fogging my glasses. Next is the Ranger Station on page 30 and 32.
Public comment 4.
Any public comment?
He's all right.
Okay,
He just said he's a little sore.
okay, thank you. Thank you for checking on.
You're welcome.
So staff report,
So I originally did this bid actually clear back in like, I think January maybe. And I put out for the bids on this for the Ranger Station, and I looked at three different electrical companies. Well, I reached out to 4 or 5, and 3 told me they were going to bid it, and I received 1 back in January. Then I sat on this for a little bit, trying to hound the others to get their bids in, so I could get some competitive pricing, and nobody ever bid it. So then the plumbers are done, so it's time to do electric. And we have one bid, and, this is what we got, and, it, he had to revamp it because he did it way back when, and it's already gone up, I think about $500 from their original bid, just for price of wire and supplies, so. And I did let them know that we would be talking about it, and they were good with that, and that we would be good to go if council passes. So you're looking at about, on his bid is, for $8,000. I'm asking for $11,000, because if you turn to the back page there on page 32, you can see incidentals. So if we come across like, oh, we want an extra light switch here, an extra plug in here, or maybe we want another TV or phone jack in the bedroom, because right now it's just one TV phone jack. You look at what those costs are, so I was asking for 11,000 just to give me some room there in case we discover things we might have forgot or missed on the plans or something, and give us some room to work there. So that's why I'm asking for 11,000 and to approve this proposal.
I'd like to make a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
I move that we accept the electric bid for the ranger station and that we adjust our budget from 8 to 11,000 so that we can have the funds approved for incidentals.
Is there a second?
I second that motion.
Any further discussion? Call for vote.
Counselor Denton,
Yes.
Yes.
Counselor Paul,
Yes.
Counselor Richter,
Sorry. Yes. I was talking to you. I just had a mute.
Counselor McMillan,
Yes.
Counselor Palmer.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next is the consent agenda. March business meeting minutes for the city council, March 8th. And the work session minutes, March 8th.
Consent?
I hear any objection to the consent agenda? So we'll need to vote for accepting the minutes. Consent, just everybody go like this.
Yeah.
Minutes and reports. And re-
Any motion in a second to accept.
I move that we accept the consent agenda for city council meetings, March 8th, 2021, and work sessions for March 8th, 2021.
Would you just like to amend that to the consent agenda, which includes?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were itemizing. Yes, I move that we accept the consent agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, that's a change from the way we used to do it. It's really-
Well, I'm going to consent agenda as all the reports. So you're just accepting all those reports.
Okay.
Yeah, I second the consent agenda.
Call for vote.
Counselor Denton,
Yes.
Counselor.
Yes.
Counselor Paul,
Yes.
Counselor Richter,
Yes.
Counselor McMillan.
Yes.
Counselor Palmer,
Yes.
motion passes.
Is there any comments or questions about the administrator's report, public works report, or wastewater report? I just have one comment on the wastewater report. I don't remember reading it, but our operator down there passed one more state test.
That was on last.
Was that the last one?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm just behind.
she is taking her elections April 22nd, I believe. So if she passes that, we will be full-fledged and we can get rid of our contract with Joseph at that time. Save $100 a month. So.
Anybody that toured the sewer plant a year ago and you haven't been down there for 8-9 months, I suggest you go down and take a look. There's been quite a change.
That's what it looks like when a real operator's running it.
Okay. Oh, Lord.
Public comment?
What's that?
We're moving on to number 9, public comment.
Yeah, public comment. I'm sure Donna has something that he wants to say to us. Nothing like being called out, is there, Donna? Thank you for pulling that down so I can see it.
Donna Beveridge, County Commissioner, and also President of the City of Houston Chamber of Commerce, and part of the group that is that just purchased the community center down there. So just wanted to share with you, we're going to have an open house on April 24th from 4 till 8 p.m. With tours, some music, some snacks, so people can see working on. We're doing painting and fixing things up, and had a lot of volunteer help. One of our volunteers is right back here that's done some metal work for us. Anyway, it's looking good. So we're excited about that. Already getting people that are reserving it, you know, for weddings and
Fantastic.
or different things, dinners, that kind of stuff. So we'll officially be opening on May 1st, but we're already getting reservations. So that's really good. And we're still applying for some grants. And anyway, things are moving along on that. Good news is Union's going to be hosting the 4th of July again, and it's going to be up at Buffalo Peak Golf Course. Working with Doug and Dana up at the golf course and some other people that are have great ideas. And so I did bring this in. I don't expect anything tonight, but I was going to have you make copies for their next meeting where we would ask for a donation from the City of Union to go towards the fireworks. The other group decided to go ahead and have the chamber do it. So they gave us a check for a little over $6,500, which was very nice for seed money. We just sent $3,000 to the fireworks place for our down payment. So it's all ordered and ready to go. Hoping to bring in about $20,000 altogether, $12,000 for the show, and then seed money for next year. So we've been out trying to get donations. It's only been about a week, so anyway, we're excited. And then let's see, with the county, as you know, because you guys are getting some money too that's coming in, that we don't have any guidelines yet for that money, but hopefully we will know in the next week or so what those.
Can you just make up some for us?
Pardon? There is a quick turnaround on a little bit of money that's coming in. We're going to have a special meeting tomorrow to talk about that. We have to tell them by tomorrow, so I don't know exactly what that would be, but eventually what we want to do is once we start getting guidelines is we do want to meet with other people in the county, other interests, and sit together and decide what our priorities are together as a county, not just the commissioners deciding by themselves. So that's our goal once we get the guidelines from the federal government.
I think Donna earmarked $5.2 million for the city of Union.
Just remember,
Yay.
You're gonna get me fired.
You're too valuable to be fired. I just have one question.
Sure.
Since we're broadcasting this out to the world, if somebody wants to make a donation to the 4th of July fireworks, how do they go about that?
They can actually go to Community Bank on the east side of Adams Avenue and just drive up to the drive-up window and donate there. Or they can send it to unionchamber@eoni.com. But it's much easier if they just take it to the community bank, or they could, that would be the easiest.
I believe we'll probably be able to take it here too, and I can get them to Donna.
Okay.
People locally want to bring it in.
So the city of Union will be accepting donations for the 4th of July that we will pass on to the chamber.
Thank you.
We'll take the checks and then pass it
Okay.
on. We won't put it into our account.
I know that.
So we'll add the city of Union to places where people can drop off donations. So that's very good. Thank you. And also, Leonard, you've been working with me on this project. We've been doing place-based water planning for 5 years. Nothing happens quickly, but we are making progress. We're almost done. We have one more meeting. We've put in for a feasibility study for storage in the Upper Grand Ronde, which would be either Catherine Creek or the Grand Ronde. We've been working with state, federal, the tribes, farmers, ranchers for 5 years, cities, and we'll be voting on our final product next week, but to turn into OWRD. But we are a pilot project, and we're the first ones. There's 4 pilot projects going on now. We're the first ones to complete. That'll be completing it. And our goal is to actually implement something, not just have meetings for the sake of having meetings. So we're pretty excited with this feasibility study that we're hoping to get. So.
This has been a very interesting journey for me, because if you can imagine a novel being written not by one author, but 40, and trying to get all the various interests from the tribes to Fish and Wildlife, to Department of Forestry, cattlemen, all agreeing on something. It takes time.
It does. It's actually a miracle that we got as far as we did, in my opinion. I think it's because everybody's working together and everybody's giving a little, and whatever we come up with, the goal is to do harm to no one and to benefit everybody. So that's where everybody has to give a little. It can't be just about what you care about. It has to be something that'll help all of us. So storage will help everybody. It'll help the fish, it'll help the farmer, it'll help the cities, because as you know, we have too much in the spring, most of the time, and not enough in August, September. So hopefully we can come up with some solutions to that.
I was just wondering, are you wanting to have search and rescue to do
Yes.
patrol for the
And
4th of July?
I Facebooked your husband,
Okay,
and I said, could you please tell me what the meeting is for search and rescue?
yeah, we just had one. So
Oh, you did? Okay. You told me he would tell me when the next meeting was, so you have to keep an eye on it. But yes, we were going to ask search and rescue to help us.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on
Because they've
it.
done a
do
great.
you know how many numbers, what numbers you want?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
well, whatever you've done in the past would be great. We're actually, so I'll give you a little background. Because we're not going full-fledged because of COVID, so we're probably not gonna have vendors or anything up there, but people can bring blankets, sit up there, but we're also gonna have it to where it'll be on a radio station, so you can sit in your car, listen to the patriotic music and watch it from your car. We're also gonna have it live streamed, so you can be sitting at home watching it on live stream, or you can be sitting in your yard. So we're gonna have a ton of different ways to watch the fireworks, which will probably continue those next year, even after COVID's gone, because, but,
And so parking, how many areas are you looking at for parking? I'm just trying to think about
right,
it.
so, probably up by the golf course, we're gonna probably make that handicap parking only. And then, there'll probably be parking maybe below the golf course, kind of where those lots are. And then those would be the 2 places we probably need help with. And then anybody can park anywhere in the
I'm supposed to talk to you about using the cup vacant lot for parking possibly. and things
Our
like that.
meeting is tomorrow night.
Oh, okay, so that's why
that
you
too.
Right, so honestly, we aren't gonna need search and rescue to help with everything, but definitely for going up to the golf course, because especially if we're doing a handicap, we need to let people know, hey, and I think that's what you guys helped with before, hey, this is for a handicap, you know, but there's several other places to park and kind of help them guide.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Yeah, thank you. And while I'm at it, Cup was a great supporter of our community center too, so thank you. Everybody here has multiple hats. Hey, anything else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Anybody else want to talk to us? With us?
If you got a question for me,
No,
It already passed first reading.
I know, I understand that. I'm just asking if you have any questions for me and what I plan on doing or anything like that.
so with that, we'll go to upcoming meetings and suggestions. April 21st, the historic committee meeting at 5:30. April 26th, work session is currently scheduled. I'd like to talk to everybody about that. We have budget committee meeting scheduled for 3 nights, 27th, 28th, and 29th. And I think we're pretty well along on our workshops, and I was wondering if people wanted to meet 4 nights in a row, or if we forego the workshop meeting and just continue to work on our various committees. I'm open to canceling that workshop meeting for the
For the 26th.
in view that we're doing budget meetings for 3 nights.
That would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay,
If there's
So-
nothing, then we need work session on, then that would be
we
best that we.
can get, instead of doing that, let's just have the working committees get together
The week before or whenever
and,
they
right,
can.
whenever.
So no work session.
No work session on April 26th. May 10th will be the council work session, followed by the regular council meeting on May 10th at 7.
Budget meetings are six.
What's that?
Budget meetings are six.
Yes.
All I heard was a moment. I'm
Budget
sorry.
meeting started at 6.
Yeah. With that, we'll adjourn the council meeting at 7:43.
Yeah.
There's only one thing I wanted to ask you. Oh,